supernatural monster. And evidently Miyazaki couldn't decide if he wanted to call the movie the Tale of Ashitaka, who is the one of the main characters. And Suzuki, the producer, a longtime Miyazaki producer, wanted to go with Princess Mononoke. And they never really agreed, but Suzuki won, which I think smart. I think Princess Mononoke is a way cooler title than the Tale of Ashitaka.
I mean, yeah, Tale of Ashitaka makes more sense.
Yeah, Ashitaka's character is the through line. So the very broad strokes of the plot are basically that Ashitaka at the beginning of the film is attacked by a vengeful boar god who lives in the woods, who has been turned into this evil beast. He got shot by a human, and the bullet lodged in his skin and basically corrupted and made him furious. So he turned into this wrathful god. He bites the main character, Ashitaka, and so that corruption enters his body, and his village basically tells him, you have to leave.
Yeah, thanks for saving us. No,
they tell him that there's a possible cure, but he's going to have to go into the forest where this creature came from. So on his journey there, he comes to this town run by Lady Eboshi, who is basically, it's a mill town, and she is basically clear-cutting the forest. So, I mean, it's very similar to Lord of the Rings when Saruman has the orcs cutting down the trees. And the forest and the living gods that live in the forest are angry at what Lady Eboshi and her village of outcasts are doing. So it's basically Ashitaka, and then Princess Mononoke has been raised with the wolf gods, and her name is San, and she obviously hates the humans and wants to get rid of them. So Ashitaka ends up being kind of a bridge between the humans and Princess Mononoke, who he falls in love with. And the whole story is basically the story of nature rising up against man's self-destructiveness. And it's a typical Miyazaki movie in that even Lady Eboshi, who's sort of the bad guy, isn't really bad. She's just sort of misguided. And by the end of the movie, she sort of has seen the error of her ways, but only after she cuts off a god's head.
Yeah.
And kills him and almost destroys everything. But the people of the mill town aren't seen as evil. They're just humans. They're just like
and they're all
so that means
society's outcasts.
Yeah, they're lepers and they're the castaways. So they're like, look, we have a right to build a life for ourselves, and so it is looking with judgment on people and what we do to nature, but it isn't sort of being judgmental of humanity. Like, as a whole, it's like, we do these fucked up things because we're human, but it's not like humans are the worst. It's right up to the edge of that, but it's not quite there. I think Miyazaki resists, like, broad statements like that. So, if you want to know the plot, but you don't want to watch the whole movie, I found this wonderful 8-bit cinema version of the movie, which gives you the whole story in 3 minutes in a delightfully told 8-bit cinema style. So why don't we check that out, because I think it's worth watching.
Dutton Brothers.
Yeah, well done, Dutton Brothers. Yeah, that's a cute.
I would
little-
play that game.
I would play that game for sure. And then we have one more clip we can talk about. Let's watch it and then we'll.